The King's Chessboard. Hello, friends. I'm Lily. Today, I have a fascinating story to share with you. It is called The King's Chessboard. Long, long ago, in a beautiful kingdom, there lived a kind and powerful king. The king had a magnificent palace with tall golden towers, beautiful gardens, and many treasures. But there was one thing the king loved more than anything else. It was chess. Every evening, the king would sit in his grand hall and play chess with his friends, soldiers, and advisors. He loved the challenge of thinking carefully and making smart moves. One day, a wise man visited the palace. He carried a special wooden board with black and white squares. "Your Majesty," said the wise man, "I have created a wonderful game called chess." The king looked at the board with curiosity. "Chess? How do you play this game?" asked the king. The wise man smiled and explained the rules. Soon, the king began to play. He moved the pieces across the board, thinking carefully about every move. The king was amazed. "This is a wonderful game," he said. "It teaches patience, planning, and wisdom." The king was so happy that he said to the wise man, "You have brought me great joy. Ask for any reward you want, and I will give it to you." The wise man bowed politely. "Your Majesty, I do not need gold or jewels. I only ask for some rice." The king laughed. "Rice? You could ask for treasures, but you only want rice?" "Yes, Your Majesty," replied the wise man. "Please place 1 grain of rice on the first square of the chessboard, 2 grains on the second square, 4 grains on the third square, and keep doubling the amount on every square." The king smiled. "That is such a small request. Your rice will be given." The servants brought a small bag of rice and began placing the grains on the chessboard. 1 grain on the first square, 2 grains on the second, 4 grains on the third, 8 grains on the fourth. At first, everyone laughed because the amount was tiny. But then something surprising happened. The numbers grew bigger and bigger. The 5th square needed 16 grains. The 10th square needed 512 grains. The 20th square needed more than 500,000 grains. The servants worked day and night, but the rice kept growing. Soon, the king realized something important. "This is not a small request," he said. "The amount of rice is growing faster than we imagined." The wise man smiled. "Your Majesty, this is the power of doubling. A small beginning can become something enormous over time." The king looked at the chessboard and learned a valuable lesson. He learned that even the smallest actions can create huge results when they continue to grow. A tiny seed can become a great tree. A small idea can become a great invention. A little kindness can spread around the world. And a single grain of rice can become more than anyone expects. From that day on, the king became even wiser. He remembered that true wisdom was more precious than gold.